sunshine and rain will overcome, knowing God told his last messenger. You, whom I've taken from the ends of the earth and called from its farthest region and said to you, you are my servant, I have chosen you, and I've not cast you away. Fear not, for I'm with you, be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, yes, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And this is the Father's promise to help us every day to get to this evil land. Let's hold on to our faith, as Apostle Paul has said to Timothy. You fight the good fight of faith, lay hold on eternal life. Finally, there is laid up for me the crown of righteousness, the Lord the righteous judge will give to me on that day, or on that special day, when we will finish our race and our Lord Jesus Christ will take us away, take us to the holy city, to the promised land, the new heaven and earth, just as our Father planned.
You are elected now, shine like the light with your love, song of salvation. No matter what happens, we will, thinking we will overcome it. In the church of Christ.
It's not the time to go astray and to lose our way. It's time to remain with God, stay away from evil ways. Forget about all these worldly things that all vices. Follow the good path as our Lord Jesus Christ did. Do not worry your things in life. Do not worry about what we will eat, drink, or wear, for God is there. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added to us, as Christ says. Put on the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the shoes of peace, and take the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit. Overcome the evil one. Yeah, we're in it to win it. We're in the church of Christ. We will receive the crown of life as long as we follow the words of God. Yeah, we'll be alright. Don't lose hope. Stand up and fight. Be on guard. Judgment day will come like a thief in the night. So keep the faith, and our worship services don't forsake. Fight every day to reach the perfect faith. We know the end will come when we will hear that last trumpet sound, and our Lord Jesus Christ will take us home. It's time around.
You are elected now, shining like the light with your love, song of salvation. Church of Christ. No matter what happens, we will, thinking we will overcome it. In the church of Christ. You are elected now, shining like the light with your love,
The church administration's love and concern encompasses all members, including our deaf and differently abled brethren. As part of their endeavors to take care of the church, they have approved the establishment of the Christian Society for the Deaf, which caters the spiritual needs of the growing number of deaf members. And so tonight in UJ Radio, we will take a closer look at the CSD and how this has improved the lives and well-being of our deaf brothers and sisters. So please stay with us.
We're back!
Hanggang ngayon, ang Iglesia ni Cristo ay nagtatagumpay. Tuloy-tuloy ang kanyang paglawak, sa buong mundo'y nakatalatan na. Sama-sama ang lahat sa pagsulong, kailanman ay di kami uurong. Ikaw, O Diyos, ang siyang gabay ng Iglesia ni Cristo sa buong daigdig. Hindi mo pinabayaan ang iyong inilagay na pamamahala. Tunay ngang sa iyo itong Iglesia, galing sa iyo ang pamamahala. Salamat sa iyo, Ama, ang Iglesia ni Cristo ay minamahal. Salamat sa iyo, Ama, ang Iglesia ni Cristo ay minamahal. Nangangako kami ngayon sa iyo, Ama, ay magtatapat. Gayon din ang aming pangako, sa pamamahala ay makipagkaisa. Tututin lahat ng iyong utos, nasa amin kanilang tinuro. Salamat sa iyo, Ama, ang Iglesia ni Cristo ay minamahal. Salamat sa iyo, Ama, ang Iglesia ni Cristo ay minamahal. Salamat sa iyo, Ama, ang Iglesia ni Cristo ay minamahal. Salamat sa iyo, Ama, ang Iglesia ni Cristo ay minamahal. Sama-samang lahat sa pagsulong, kailanman ay di kami uurong. Salamat sa iyo, Ama, ang Iglesia ni Cristo ay minamahal. Salamat sa iyo, Ama, ang Iglesia ni Cristo ay minamahal.
Thank you po, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, for always guiding and encouraging us and making us strong in the faith through the teaching of the words of God. We never forget the words of God because you always advise us. I always pray to our Lord God to give you the power, wisdom, and strength. We always love you po, Brother Eduardo. May God bless you po. Thank you po, our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo Manalo, for always launching activities for the deaf, for having sign language interpretation during worship service and in CSD activities. We truly appreciate and are inspired by your teaching of the words of God written in the Bible. It guides us, strengthens our faith. We are able to do true worship and most of all, receive salvation. Thank you po, Brother Eduardo Manalo. Happy birthday po. We love you po.
Hello po mga ka-UJ! Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Yes, you are watching Unity Junction Season 5! Yes, we are Season 5 na. We are live on INC TV and of course on INC Production Company's Facebook page and YouTube channel. Hindi yan magbabago. Hello po mga kapatid. I am Sister Bea and with me of course are my kuyas. Kuya Kyle, take it away.
5? Season 5? What?
I know.
5? That's amazing. And of course, a big thank you to all of our friends, family, and of course, our guests watching us today on INC TV, on our INC PC Facebook page and YouTube channel. Maraming salamat po for having us here inside your phones and your smart TVs and your tablets while you're sitting on your couch or in bed. Anywhere. Thank you for joining me, Bea and Randall, on our 5th season. First episode, very special day this whole weekend actually for us at UJ Radio and INC PC. And I'm happy to have Brother Randall here on the ground with us in the Philippines. Good evening, Brother Randall.
Hello, Brother Kyle, Bea, and yes, indeed, it is the 5th season of UJ Radio. So see how fast time flies. But anyhow, I was just wondering how you both were doing on a 5-week vacation. Is it 5 weeks or 6? I don't know. I've lost count of time and days.
I got my second vaccination. Yes, finally.
That's good.
I got AstraZeneca. And so they say AstraZeneca, of course, is the 2-shot one. So it's either the first shot hits you really hard or the second shot really hits you hard. And the first shot was the one that really made me feel sick. And then the second shot was like, wala lang. So hopefully everyone's gotten their shots as well.
Yes, me too. Nga lang, noon pa na si Kuya Randall, of course, he has to. So, ako din po tapos na. Well, luckily, wala naman po ako naramdaman na anything. I was fine. I was doing okay. Medyo mabigat lang po yung braso ko ng konti. Same I think with my family, but everything was okay. Kaya lang po, during those 5 weeks, hindi pa rin namin nakuha yung chance na mga kuya ko ni Kuya Kyle, Kuya Randall, hindi kami nakapagkita-kita.
It's coming sooner though.
True.
Yeah.
But there's one thing I truly miss. And that's saying my welcome spiel, welcoming all our viewers from different time zones all across the globe. Finally, after 6 weeks, I get to say that again, Kyle and Bea. And one more thing. There's this ever-changing way of trying to cope with the new normal. You know how it is, Kyle, Bea, when we have the new normal. That in my field of work, we have the new normal, the newer normal, and the newest normal. Because every day,
that's too much for me.
Just try to evolve. It's a continuously evolving laws and regulations.
That's true.
And I think that has been true also on your end, Kyle, with workplace and with friends and the way we deal with day-to-day occurrences, some of us.
It's made things both easier and tougher, and hopefully our friends and family and our guests are also feeling the same. Well, but speaking of our friends and family, I got to say hi to my mother because it's the first episode of season 5, and this is probably the only episode. I can't do it every single episode, Mom. But to my mom and my dad and every single our communities there in Clarkview, Pampanga, from the district of Pampanga North. Thank you for watching us today on our season opener for season 5 of Unity Junction Radio.
Woo! Yes! And of course, syempre, we all know this is a special weekend for all of us. Sa atin po na mga kaanib sa loob ng Iglesia ni Cristo, we know what day it is tomorrow. So, go on ahead sa lahat po ng mga nanonood. Post your birthday greetings po sa ating mga comment sections para po sa pagbati po sa kaarawan po ng pinakamamahal po nating tagapamahalang pangkalahatan, ang kapatid na Eduardo V. Manalo. So, mamaya, magbabasa tayo ng greetings. But for now,
It's
let's go
not
on ahead,
just
Kuya
me,
Kyle, I think.
Bea, and Randall on your screen. You also see in the corner, you see Karemar. We do have a special episode today where we feature a specific part of our community, and it is my pleasure and my honor to bring with us today guesting Brother Alex Castillo. He is a minister of the gospel, and he is also the Christian Society for the Deaf Adviser. Brother Alex, welcome to our show for today.
Brother Kyle, good evening to all of you. Kyle,
Good evening, po.
Randall, and Kabeya po.
Magandang
Evening
gabi po sa inyo, Alex.
Yes.
Now, I want to share something that hopefully I'm not alone in, because prior to this episode and doing our research for this episode, I did not know how to sign my name. Of course, I do now, but hopefully myself, along with your hosts and all of our family and friends and guests watching today, will learn a lot about the deaf, the Christian Society for the Deaf, and we'll get a sneak peek from Brother Alex today.
Yes, yes. Kaya actually napaaral po kami nung nalaman namin na ito po ang i-feature natin for our first episode. Sabi namin na mga kuya, kailangan mag-aral yata tayo ng basics in
Yeah.
language. Pero better to ask, di ba, somebody who knows po. So, Alex, to start po, we would like to know more about the Christian Society for the Deaf. So maybe a little backgrounder po. When was it formed po? Bakit po ibinuo ang ganito pong organization po inside the church?
Thank you so much, Kabeya. As we know, the church administration loves and cares for all of the brethren inside the Church of Christ, and not only the hearing members of the Church of Christ, they also care for our deaf brethren. That is why Father Eduardo V. Manalo established the Christian Society for the Deaf last October 31, 2013. So tomorrow po ay 8th anniversary na po ng CSD Kabeya.
Congratulations!
Congratulations
8th
po sa
anniversary.
Thank you so much po.
Wow, 8 years po, Opo, totoo po yun. Kasi nga po, around the time po na nag-start, napansin ko nga, meron pong mga, nagkakaroon na po tayo ng mga, yun po lalo nasa likod po or sa balcony, meron na po tayo mga nagsasign po during lecture. And syempre po, kami po, nakakarinig po kami, hindi naman po kami differently able, we're not deaf. Pero po, it made us bilang, pwede pala, preach that, meron din tayong sign language interpreter sa pagsamba. And even po sa mga pag-awit. And sa katunayan po, eto po ngayon, may kasama po tayo nagsa-sign language interpretation for us. So, okay. So, very nice po. Happy anniversary po sa atin pong Christian Society for the Deaf.
And as a matter of fact po, Bea, it's not just sa pagsamba natin, it's even po sa mga awit natin. If we realize po, meron po on I think it's in the corner, it could be left or right hand corner, meron po nag-interpret din ng hand sign languages sa panahon ng mga pag-awit. Now, Brother Alex, let me ask you po, with the 8 years po of the existence of the CSD, and can you please share with us po any activities, events that you guys have had for the past 8 years po, Brother Alex?
Randall, thank you so much po. There are so many programs that were launched by the church administration during the past 8 years po. And I cannot count them anymore po, Randall. Because we can see how much the church administration cares for them po. Earlier po, if you have noticed po, there was this launching of the Iglesia ni Cristo Sign Language website. And I think later on we will discuss about that po, no? But there are lots of programs and projects that were launched by the church administration through the coordinator of the Christian Family Organizations, Brother Angelo Eranio V. Manalo, concerning the welfare of our deaf brethren and for the differently abled persons inside the Church of Christ. Ang
Okay po.
isa po sa pinaka-highlight nito ay yung uko po sa ating worship services. The worship services is very important to us because during worship services, our faith is being strengthened po. That is why the church administration, whenever there are deaf brethren are attending the worship service, they establish sign language interpreters, ministers, and evangelical workers, and officers po who are interpreting for the deaf so that the deaf brethren can understand the words of God that are being taught inside in the worship services po. That is the most important thing po.
All right, so salamat po. As a matter of fact, I think we have prepared a couple of slides po. And Brother Kevin, please, let's begin with the CSD on INC TV. Ayan. So can you please tell us a little bit about that po, Alex?
I'm sorry po, I cannot see
picture
that
of
on the
their
screen. I think
It's a picture of the set po. Your set sa INC TV.
Okay po. I'll just have some description concerning the CSD on INC TV po. The INC on INC TV show po was established by the church administration once again, through our coordinator, Brother Angelo Eranio V. Manalo, last 2018, so that all of the activities of the CSD would be showcased on TV po. All of the activities, all of the programs in different districts all around the world are being exhibited in our CSD on INC TV po. Especially the stories of our deaf converts po. Earlier po, Brother Jordan, the minister who was assigned to manage the CSD on ICTV, was on different locals po, in Kamanaba, in Manila po, to interview deaf converts again po.
Okay. Now to go to a little bit more in depth for Brother Alex, we've heard we also have the School for Ministry Sign Language program. And we also have prepared a couple of slides for that. Please, Brother Kevin.
Okay pa. Okay, now I see them po. Thank you pa.
So with Brother Alex, with the School for Ministers Sign Language program, can you tell us a little bit more about the program itself? Is this something that I could participate in?
Concerning the School for Ministers po, if you enroll in the School for Ministers po, then you can participate po, and you will be obliged to take the sign language subject po.
Okay. So that's
Because,
a required class
yes
in
po.
the program?
Yes po, it is mandatory to every students po.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because we
So that's
know
a
that
sample
nice.
time will come soon po
Yeah.
that they will be assigned in different locals po, and they will encounter deaf persons po. So they have the skill. They can
Yes.
communicate with them po, and they can teach them the words of God po.
All right. That's
Yes.
very informative.
Okay po.
So from moving on from an actual program, a college course, a required college course in the School for Ministers,
Yeah.
there's also a certification program for sign language interpreters. Could you tell me more about that?
Opo, that is a wonderful program of the church administration po, of our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and Brother Angelo po, and the board of trustees of the New Era University po. Because the CPSLI po, this is the training ground for the would-be sign language interpreters po. You know, whenever we have sign language seminars po in different locals po, those are just basic sign language po.
Okay.
But here in certification program po sign language interpreters po, it is a rigid training for the would-be sign language interpreter for the future po. There are lots of
Oh, that's
subjects.
great. They have
and,
little
the
video
curriculum of
courses too. Little
Yes.
video we can watch. That's interesting. So that's something I could participate then in with
Yes.
Alex.
Yes po. You may enroll po. Thank you so much po, Kyle, for interest po.
Alex,
I'd like to
how long
learn
will be
more
that
than
program
just
po?
signing my own name.
No more than your name. No.
So is that like 2
Alex,
minutes?
gaano katagal po yung... Gaano katagal po yung pong ating certification program? How many months or how many years po? Before we
At
obtain
the
a
moment
certification to be... Sige po.
Meron po siya kabeyang 3 levels po, and each level po is about 12 weeks po, but one day per week po, so it's 12 sessions po per level po.
Okay. Okay. So in a short time,
Brother
pwede
Alex?
tayo maging certified sign language interpreter pala. Alright, go ahead, Kuya Randall.
Brother Alex, I'm just curious po. Like we were talking about rigid training in sign language. So in the same manner po, like every country, we do have our own language. And in a certain country po, we do have our own different dialects. Tama po ba? So do we also
Yes, po.
have a different way of interpreting words, actions, and themes when it comes to different countries? Or is it an internationally accepted sign language wherever you go and whoever you talk to, parehas lang po ba lahat yan? Or may mga differences din when you go to other countries
Apa.
po?
Apo, Karandel, thank you so much po. It is also the same concerning the spoken language po. For example, in the CSD Church of Christ, for example, in the SFM, if a church worker or a minister will be assigned to Spain, let's say, so he would be obliged to study Spanish po. In sign language po, there are different kinds of sign languages po all over the world po. When it comes to the term international sign language po, there is just a gestuno, but that is not a natural language po. But for us po, in the Iglesia ni Cristo po, we have to learn those different sign languages po all around the world po. So here in the Philippines po,
Nice.
Filipino Sign Language and American Sign Language is understood by the deaf Filipino people po. So we cater Filipino Sign Language, American Sign Language, and we have some ministers who are also studying British Sign Language, Japanese Sign Language po, like that po. So it's very vast
Okay.
po, Karandal po.
Okay, nice to know po. And what's the difference po between the sign language for kids? Because I know you guys have a different program for the sign language for kids. How does it differ dun sa mga ordinary po na programs like the certification program for sign language for adults?
Ano po? Concerning the sign language for kids po, usually the terms that are being taught to them are basic po. So that it
So
would be
cute.
it can be understandable for kids po. But you know po, not only for kids po, there is this so-called sign language for babies po. Even though the baby is just 1 year old po or 6 months, parents can
Nice.
teach them sign language po. For example po, milk, like that po. And
Nice.
if we will study about that po, that is a very beautiful subject to learn po.
And I think by far, sign language comes in sa mga infants, even because they don't really know how to talk. So siguro yung lahat tayo, we went through this stage of sign language.
Yes
Kaya
po, yes
ganun
po.
po ka-importante yung sign language.
Yes po, you're correct po, Karandal po. You know po, when parents po will teach sign language for their babies po, even though their babies cannot talk po, but they can mimic, they
Sign.
can gesture po the things that they want to tell their parents, even though they cannot talk po. For example po, they are hungry. If their parents po train them to sign for milk, then it's time for the parents to think that, oh, my baby is already hungry. That is why he or she is asking for milk, so on and so forth.
That's so cute.
So that's
Usually, Alex, at what age can an infant or a toddler begin to sign usually po?
even
6
6 months
months,
po.
1 year?
Even 6
6
months.
months.
6 months po.
Wow.
As early as 6 months po.
Wow.
As early as six.
Brother Rando, how old is your
Depends on
child?
the-
Sorry,
Brother
what was that
Rando,
again, Brother Cal?
how old is your kiddo?
Oh, he's turning 1 year old in 2 weeks.
Oh, so puede for sign language for kids.
You know po,
Actually, later on,
Randall po,
nga.
if you want to teach your baby concerning sign language for babies po, there are lots of materials on Google po. And it's fun to teach your babies. And you know po, there is this theory, just a theory po, that if you teach your baby or your kid to learn sign language po, the baby can have a gift of this so-called multi-language skill po, like that po.
Yes,
Apo.
multilingual somehow.
Multilanguage.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
Multilingual.
I'd love my
Yes.
friends to have that one. Thank you po. Thank you for the
Tama.
advice po.
So the
And we have
Christian
here-
Opo,
Society for the Deaf, they do have a specific program for sign language for
Yes.
kids. Instead of just going to Google, maybe we could go to the website or to the app mismo, and we can have our kids on their tablets or their phones learning how to, what's my name again? Kay? This is Kay?
This is K.
This is Kay.
This is K. All right. Anyways po. Another, ito po, maraming kapatid na nakakaalam. Embrace Cafe. Kasi po, di ba, once we step inside an Embrace Cafe branch po, we see there, we embrace differently abled people. So, bakit po ito ang naging motto ng Embrace Cafe? Bakit po? What's here? What can we see here? Who can we see here po, Ka-Alex?
Concerning the motto po, do you have the screen for that po? Because I cannot see it po. I'm sorry po.
Yes. It's shown now. It's shown now po.
We embrace differently?
What is we embrace different abled yes po.
Yes.
The embrace po stands for, the EM stands for the executive minister and Brother Eduardo Manalo po. That he is embracing every member of the Church of Christ and even our differently abled brethren inside the Church of Christ po.
Ayun po. Ayun.
I did
Kasi
not
na-experience
know
ko po
that
one
for the
time.
name of embrace.
Diba?
Yeah.
Di ba po? Ang nice, no? Kasi before po, so nagpunta po kami sa Embrace Cafe. We were taught how to say thank you and how to ask for water.
Mhm.
So when we say water, we say, like this, we ask for water. Kasi po, ang mga nandito po nag-work po sa Embrace Cafe, a lot of them po are differently abled actually.
Yes po.
So
Yes po.
they are given jobs, di ba po? Na
Yes po.
not just because they're differently abled, ibig sabihin they're incapable.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean it that way po. Di ba? They are able. Kaya pwede rin po
They
sila
are not
maghanap
disabled.
buhay. Dyan
They are
po.
not disabled,
Yes,
but they are
yes.
differently abled po.
Correct.
They can do many things po.
Yes.
Even
Exactly,
yes po.
That's why po,
Exactly
we
po.
use the term differently abled. And we've tried to eliminate the term disabled because actually, tama po kayo,
Yes.
Brother Alex, they are way capable of doing so much, many things, so much more than what we could expect. And the next slide po would be about CSD in the district. So say for example po, Brother Alex, merong bago na bautismuhan and who's a member of the differently abled or the deaf community po. How can they reach out? How would they know? Who do they have to talk to po to get involved dito po sa program natin?
Randall po, thank you so much po. In every district po, there is this Christian Society for the Deaf organization structure po. In every district po, there is the CSD president, there is the CSD advisor in each district po, CSD vice president, CSD secretary, deaf leader, assistant deaf leader, sign language interpreters po. And there are lots of officers po who are helping them in order for them to communicate with them and to interpret for them for the many activities po inside the Church of Christ po.
Oh, nice.
In the same manner po,
Talagang
Brother
ano na
Alex.
po. Yes. Go
You go ahead,
Go
Brother
ahead, Kuya Randall.
So in the same manner po, that the church has a structure. The church has a structure po for different may tungkulin. This has been patterned also even in the organization po ng CSD.
Yes po.
So we have
Opo.
mga may tungkulin who also have their own designated tasks to perform in the district. And if every district ganito
Yes,
ka-active, whether in the whole
All around the world po.
entirety
All
po
around
na
the world.
all around the world would follow.
Yes
Thank
po.
you so much po.
Earlier po, when we launched the Iglesia ni Cristo Sign Language website, and the message part there, the contact us part there, was already accessible po. There is this brother from Texas po who messaged us po, and he wants us to teach his uncle who is not a member of the his uncle is deaf po there in Texas po, and he wants us to help him to teach him through sign language his uncle po. And we already communicated with their district po, and they will now have contact po with that deaf person po.
Wow.
That's
Grabe.
All around the
Yes,
world.
that's it.
Pagpapalaganap ano po,
Exactly.
Yes po. Yes po.
Exactly.
And you know po
Oh.
the news of that brother po. It is not only that his uncle will listen to the words of God, but all the members of his present, but time will come, his former religion po. The deaf members of his present religion, and time will come, that would be his former religion na po. Hopefully, every one of them will be converted inside the Church of Christ through the ministers and the officers who know sign language interpreting there in their district.
So-
Hopefully po, God willing po.
That's
So, brother-
remarkable. Thank you.
Yeah, po. So, Brother Alex, so is it right to say that clearly or obviously, yung pagiging differently abled or deaf is never a hindrance po for one to invite people outside the church to listen to the true gospel?
Yes po,
And thanks to the
Karandel,
programs
thank you
that
so
we have.
Yes po, as was stated by our Lord Jesus Christ po in John 10:9 po, I will be quoting from the Bible. Anyone who enters by me, anyone who enters the flock will be saved po. So anyone po, despite of their condition, despite of their situation, they have this hope of attaining salvation. Just it is our responsibility to teach them the words of God. And you know po, it is a very joyful emotion if we encounter and we receive reports from the districts that there are lots of deaf converts were baptized in their districts po. Every month po.
Grabe.
That is
Nakakatuwa po
remarkable to
kasi
hear.
po.
Thank you for sharing those
Di ba po?
stories.
Yes. Thank you so much po. First part pa lang po yan. And it's so nice to know po how vast po ang naaabot ng Christian Society for the Deaf. We have actually opened a bigger door po para sa iba pa po na makaanib din po sila sa loob ng Iglesia ni Cristo. So thank you po, Ka Alex, for sharing that. Marami po kami natutunan, but that is actually just our first part. Let's take a bit of a breather po, mga kapatid. Siyempre, meron tayong game. Pag sa UJ Radio, di pwedeng wala. So, dahil first episode natin at pwede kaming hindi mag-facilitate ng game ngayon, kami na naman ang mga players ng ating game. We will play I Sign, You Say. So, hindi lang naman po kami. Pwede po kayong sumali sa ating po mga comment
Yes.
section. Comment na. Alright. Okay, so ang ating syempre pong games facilitator ay si Ka Alex. So ang gagawin lang po natin ay magsasign po si Ka Alex ng mga words or hand gestures yan, kung ano man po. And try po namin ng mga UJ Radio hosts po ninyo na hulaan po kung ano po yung sinasabi ni Ka Alex. Pakibilisan niyo po mag-type kasi po baka po mas tama yung sagot niyo po kesa sa akin.
Yes,
So-
please. So for all of our viewers watching on Facebook and YouTube, please help us, help me with your comments and our answers. And Brother Alex, take it away. We'll be waiting for you.
Okay po. Sister Katie earlier told me that there is a gift for those who can answer my questions pa, di po ba? But I want to discuss first
Fantastic.
the punishment for those who were not able to answer my ano po.
Apo.
I'm just kidding po. I'm just kidding po. Random patay. No po.
Pressure.
Opo. For those
I was about to leave
I'm
my
just kidding
chair
po.
po.
For those who say that they do not know sign language po, it is just that they do not know the concept of sign language, and they do not have this confidence to communicate with our deaf brothers and sisters po. But you know, even though you tell yourself that you do not know sign language po, I will prove to you that you are very good in sign language po. Okay po?
Challenge
I
accepted, Ka
think-
Alex. Thank you so
I
much.
think that I know that you didn't review, isn't it? You didn't
Very
review.
good.
That means
Thank
we all
you.
get
You
right
have your-
to at the end.
Okay po. Let's first study about let's talk about finger spelling. Okay po.
Okay.
Finger spelling. Okay po. Okay. I will prove to you that you are very good in finger spelling. What is this letter po?
C.
C.
Wow! You are very good, Brother Kyle. You're very good in sign language. How about this one?
L.
L.
Oh, L. I thought you do not know sign language, but in fact, you are great. You can identify this finger spelling. How about this one?
Letter O.
O.
This one.
V.
Very good.
W.
F.
W.
F. W.
W.
Yeah.
W.
Z.
Z.
as in zebra.
Z.
10 out of 10. Your score is 10 out of 10.
Yay! High fives.
That's because we have a good teacher po, Brother Alex. That's because
Yeah, I would love to be a
Okay po.
student under Brother Alex, actually.
Yes po. When it comes to the words, you know po, when it comes to sign language, other people have this misconception that they do not know sign language po. But in fact, they really know how to do the sign language po. You know
That's
po,
true,
all of
actually.
the natural signs po are all formal sign language po. For example po, okay, I will prove to you that you are very good in sign language. Even though you do not know that, you know sign language, okay? What is this sign?
Eating?
Eat.
Eating or food. Very good.
Eating.
How about this one?
combing your
Co-
hair.
Combing your hair?
Perfect.
Combing your
For
hair.
example po, this one.
Jumping.
Jump?
Jumping. Very good,
You
brother
got it.
Kyle. Yes, you got it. How about this one?
Baby.
I want to go to sleep.
Sleep.
Baby. You are perfect. 5 out of 5. So
Thank you po.
you know that you are all very good in sign language. Okay po. And I commend you for that. This is the clap in sign language. This is the applause in sign language po.
Yes, I remember this one.
Yes.
Thank you, Brother Alex. I appreciate the boost in confidence that you've given to me, Randall and Bea. It feels great. So a lot of them basically are already things we know, we just didn't know we know, like jumping and baby and yes, combing your hair.
Yes, actually may isa po ako alam eh.
Okay pa.
May isa po, yung maganda. Maganda? It's beautiful, right?
Nice.
Yes po.
Nice.
Yes po.
Is beautiful and handsome, would beautiful and handsome be the same sign? Or are they different signs?
Apo.
Kyle?
Alright.
I didn't get
Would
it.
beautiful and handsome be the same sign or are they
Oh,
different signs?
This is the sign for beautiful po.
Apa?
This is the sign for handsome.
Oh, okay.
Kyle, you are.
Oh!
Thank you
to my
very much.
kuyas,
See you-
all of you are.
Same to you as
Sign
well.
for cute.
And Bea is.
Oh, wow. That's a sign for cute.
Or this one. Oh, alright. Alright. Okay. Thank you po, Ka-Alex. Para po kami nag-crash course ng sign language. Nakakatuwa po. At i-mention ko na din po yung mga nagpa-participate po sa ating comment section. Si Ka-Chris Daniel, si Gian, si Lourdes, si Jocelyn, Jennifer, and Lay. Congratulations. Ang gagaling nyo rin mag-sign language sa ating pong Team YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That's great. Now, moving on to the next part of our program. Thank you again, Brother Alex, for giving us that boost of confidence for that. Is the launching of the INC Sign Language website po.
Okay po. Concerning the launching of our sa Iglesia ni Cristo Church of Christ Sign Language website po, earlier po, at 10 o'clock in the morning po, it was launched on INC TV po and in our some social media pages po. And have you visited the site already po?
Yes, it's signlanguage.iglesianicristo.net po. Tama? Just making sure. I checked it out earlier. It's very informative.
Brother Alex, since the website, well, like what you've mentioned, is fairly new, we have prepared here a PowerPoint presentation for that way we can share it to give our viewers a sneak peek of the website.
Thank you po,
Brother Kevin,
Karandel.
please.
Thank you po, Karandel.
There it is.
There's music as well when you hop onto the homepage of the website signlanguage.iglesianicristo.net. There's music.
Yes,
that was
po.
my computer.
Yes, po.
kanina.
Opo. That's the greeting of
Yan.
the CFO office to the birthday of our
yan
executive
pa.
minister po. We posted it there po.
Oh. Ayan. So, naka-flash po sa ating screen. Yun pong ating CSD Sign Language website. Ayan. So, ito po ay features. Do we have another slide for this one? Nakikita po ba ni Ka Alex ang ating pong slides?
Apa. Ngayon po.
Ayan.
So basically, everything that we've spoken about today in our first episode of season 5 is up on signlanguage.iglesianicristo.net. Please visit it. I know I certainly will, especially for the sign language for kids. It's so cute.
Yes po. You know,
Mamaya.
there is this fact concerning the sign language tutorial for kids in
Apa.
that portion of our sign language website. Do you
Apa.
know that the ones who participated in the sign language tutorial for kids segment are the grandchildren of our executive minister?
Oh wow. I definitely want my
Nice.
children to
Cute.
learn how to sign language as their first language.
So,
Especially if they can do it at 6 months, no?
Exactly, Kuya. Meron na sila agad. And you can already communicate before they turn 1, before they learn their words. Pwede na pala talaga kayo mag-usap through basic sign language. Yun pala yun.
Yes.
So, well, now we know, right? Okay, so
Right.
what do we have next? I think Kuya Randall, you have another one next po.
Okay.
Kuya Randall.
And I think Bea, that would be on your end, Bea, to promote the CSD po.
Oh, doon na tayo. Alright, okay. Sorry. Parang gusto ko pa ipa-explain pa kay Ka Alex po yung laman ng atin pong website. So anyways,
Okay po.
nasabi na
I will
po.
I will po, Kabea, if I may.
Sure.
Sige po, go ahead
Sige
po.
po.
Okay po. One of the highlights po of our sign language website po. Okay po, I want to also to tell you that in our sign language website, Iglesia ni Cristo sign language website, all of the INC MV with sign language were posted there.
Nice.
Many of our
Wow.
in cinema with sign language po were also posted there. What else po? So the sign
Sa
language
Unlad po.
po.
And how about, yes po.
You know po,
Yun.
our sign language application po, it was created by it was established by the church administration, a project of the church administration through our coordinator. It is free po. It is free and it can be used without a Wi-Fi po or data po. You can use it offline po. And it is composed of some 8,000 words po. But here po, one of the highlights po of our Iglesia ni Cristo Sign Language website is the Iglesia ni Cristo Sign Language Dictionary po. You know, this dictionary po, in the future po, it will reach for about 30,000 to 40,000 videos and terminologies po, words po. And you know, each word po has this kind of description concerning the signing system that is used in that sign. The signing system po is, for example, it is Filipino Sign Language or American Sign Language or Signing Exact English or Pidgin or PSE. There is this description concerning which part of speech does it belong, and the sample phrase, and some links. For example po, there are some biblical information po or biblical words, biblical terms that are used in that dictionary po. There are these links po from INC Media, from Pasugo po, that we connected it with po. And there are vast of ideas and information that we can see on that dictionary po.
I'm actually on it right now because if you go to signlanguage.iglesianicristo.net, in the menu may dictionary section po, and it's very fast. And you're also in a lot of the words.
Yes po, yes po.
The background is the same. It's
Familiar po.
Yeah, always. It's very. I'm very impressed. Like always, I'm on letter A put in, so this is always.
Concerning the background
Yes,
po,
so
you know, my
Wait, here's a
uniform po,
question.
right here.
Ampalaya. What's ampalaya in sign language? Apparently, let me just do this really quick.
Okay po.
May
Yes,
finger movement. Yeah.
Yes po. The shape of the ampalaya.
Opo. Again, sign
Okay.
language, iglesianicristo.net, go on the menu and then click the dictionary link, and then is great tutorials on individual words, and it's organized, of course, alphabetically. So you
Yes.
can learn a lot. Thank you.
Lahat ng resources. And of course, with that po, Ka-Alex, of course, syempre, pwede tayo mag-promote. Paano po yung mga kapatid po natin or kahit sino po na gusto po mag-aral ng sign language po. Baka po gusto rin po nila maging kasama po sa CSD. Ayan po. Take it away po to promote po.
Okay po, thank you so much, Kabea. For all of the brethren inside the Church of Christ who want to help our deaf brethren inside the Church of Christ, firstly, please accept office or duty whenever CSD officers are approaching you to accept duties in CSD. Please accept their offer po for you to accept the duty po. And there are lots of projects of the CSD in their districts. Please participate po. There are sign language seminars po, get-togethers po, and there are many more po. And also po, the certification program for sign language interpreters po in New Era University. But for now po, the enrollment was closed because the class is ongoing po. But on January 2022, the registration will be open po. So please enroll po.
All right. Thank you so much, Ka Alex, for that. Just on a personal note, maybe a little bit more insight into your work, especially with the church administration, especially when our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, preaches and you are to be signing for him. What are some of the preparations that you make for your duty in that kind of scenario?
When it comes to the preparation, because it is a worship service and it is not an ordinary worship service, because it is a worship service wherein the executive minister will lead that worship service, I do hundreds of prayers po that may God would help and guide me not to commit any mistake po, because it is the preaching of our most beloved executive minister po.
And with that, Brother Alex, if you would like to send a message and, of course, a birthday greeting to our dear brother Eduardo V. Manalo, the stage is yours po.
Kapatid na Eduardo V. Manalo po, maligayang kaarawan po sa inyo. Mahal na mahal po namin kayo. At buhos na po ang aming buong lakas at buhay upang ipaglingkod sa ministeryo at pagtulong po sa pamamahala ang amin pong buong sambayan. Mahal na mahal po namin kayo. Ka Eduardo po, happy birthday po.
Ayan.
Thank you, Brother Alex. Ka Randall?
Maraming salamat po, Brother Alex. And we sure learned a lot from you. And I know this will be the first time that we'll get in touch with you po. Hopefully the next coming seasons and episodes, we'll get to learn more about sign language. And for now, to wrap up everything po, all of these that we learned today are clearly manifestations of the church administration's love. That nobody po is left behind. So kaya nagsagawa po tayo ng mga organisasyon kagaya ng Iglesia ni Cristo Organizations for the Deaf. Meron na rin po tayong website which was just launched earlier po today. And meron din po tayong dictionary. So it is the desire po ng ating namamahala to be able to reach out even to the deaf, even to those whom we consider po have different capabilities and abilities po sa atin. Maraming salamat po. And after having said that, let's ask, what does the Bible say?
I am the Lord your God, and I command you not to make fun of the deaf or to cause a blind person to stumble. Treat others as you want them to treat you. This is what the law and the prophets are all about.
We thank our Lord God for the great blessings that He has bestowed on UJ Radio as we usher in the new and fifth season. So we send our greetings and say congratulations to everyone there at UJ Radio. And we would also like to greet our beloved brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our beloved executive minister, a happy, happy birthday. We love you, po! Happy birthday, po.
Sa pinakamamahal po naming tagapamahalang pangkalahatan, kapatid na Eduardo V. Manalo, ang aming pong sambahayan ay taimtim na dumadalangin sa Panginoong Diyos na patuloy po kayo pagpalain at kupkupin ng kanyang kapangyarihan. Kami po ng aming pamilya ay buong puso at taimtim na bumabati sa inyo. Happy birthday po! Mahal na mahal po namin kayo!
Thank you once again to our dear brother Alex for sharing his experiences and his knowledge with us today. And a big thank you to our viewers online, our family, our friends, and our guests watching on INC TV and on INC PC's online platforms. If you enjoyed and were inspired by this episode, I know I certainly do, and I got to learn my own sign language and figure that out. Do give us a like, our hearts, and of course, share your link with our family and our friends.
Ayan, thank you po, Brother Carl. And as we begin the 5th season of UJ Radio, we'd like to thank our CFO coordinator, kapatid na Angelo Eranio V. Manalo. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. And in behalf of the entire family of UJ Radio, as well as with the Iglesia ni Cristo Production Company Department, malugod po namin binabati at buong pusong binabati ang ating tagapamahalang pangkalahatan, ang kapatid na Eduardo V. Manalo. Happy birthday po. We really appreciate all the sacrifice and the love that you have provided the entirety of the Iglesia ni Cristo. Mahal na mahal po namin kayo. Salamat po.
Yes, and with that, syempre po, hindi pa dito natatapos ang ating celebrations. Naka-ready po ang marami nating mga programa. At along po, of course, with our regular programs, eto na ang plugs. Of course, we have Fit to Serve Sundays at 8 a.m. We have Gourmet at Home Saturdays, 12 noon on INCPC. At ngayon po ay mapapanood nyo na rin po sila Gourmet at Home Season 2, Sundays, 11 a.m. on INC TV. Of course, we have INCMB by request, Mondays to Fridays, 1:00 po yan ng hapon. INC Playlist app, sa mga hindi pa nag-download, download na. Pero para maiba, we have INC Playlist app live, yes, live Mondays to Fridays, 2 p.m. beginning on November 1. Of course, we have Spotlight Season 7. Babalik po sila November 7. That's next Sunday po at 7 p.m. And of course, we have our special Sunday programming in celebration po of Brother Eduardo V. Manalo's birthday. We have EVM Awards 2021. That is 6 p.m. simulcast over INC TV, Net 25, INC Production Company's Facebook page and YouTube channel. Sama-sama po tayo manood, mga kapatid. We have our INC Production Company's special concert. 8:00 naman po yan ng gabi. Tayo po ay live on INC Production Company's Facebook page and YouTube channel. At kasabay po niyan, bukas po maghapon, coverage po ng worldwide lingap. Tayo po ay live po on INC TV and Net 25. And of course, paired with all of that, we have in-concerts po produced by various districts po. Check out our posters and teasers po on INC Production Company's Facebook page and YouTube channel para po manatili po kayong updated sa ating mga aktibidad, mga in-concerts, mga programa, mga latest na INCMBs. Lahat na po yan, mga kapatid. Ayan, magkita-kita tayo bukas. Manonood tayong lahat, ha? Dire-diretso po yan. And with that, again, thank you po sa inyong lahat. It has been a happy first episode for Season 5. We'll be leaving you with this last INCMV, Your Church Continues On, performed by the Ross Sisters. And with that, we will say bye-bye!
Thank you!
Yeah. Aming Tutularan po. Yan. Alright.
Thank
Bye-bye
you.
po!
Thanks po.
Marami pong salamat sa pagmamahal. Nariyan kayong palagi sa aming unahan. Ang pagkamasunurin sa Diyos, katapatan, kabutihang loob, katapangan, ang pananampalataya na inyong taglay. Ito ang aming tutularan sa lahat ng pagkakataon, sa bawat hinarap nyo na hamon, hindi nyo inurungan. Pananaw po ninyo'y positibo, sa paggawa ay laging porsigido, handang magsakripisyo, mabuti ang plano para sa aming kapakanan.
Sa maraming pagsubok, sa mga kabiguan at lungkot, sitwasyon may nakakatakot. Nariyan kayo nagtuturo, kayo ay hindi napapagod, kayo ay hindi natatakot, kayo ay hindi humihinto. Maabot niyo lang sabi ng mga salita ng Diyos.
Handang patunayan, hindi nag-aalinlangan, ang buhay ay ibibigay ninyo kung kinakailangan.
Handang ipaglaban hanggang kamatayan, matiyak niyo lang na marating namin ang amin pong
Marami
kaligtasan.
po salamat sa pagmamahal. Nariyan kayong palagi sa aming unahan. Ang pagkamasunurin sa Diyos, katapatan, kabutihang loob, katapangan, ang pananampalataya na inyong taglay. Ito ang aming tutularan.
Di kayo pumayag na kami masaktan. Sa lahat ng sandali hindi kami iniwan. Libakin man kami ng mga kalaban, nariyan kayo handang umarap at makipaglaban.
Diyos ang pagmamalasakit, na kahit humarap man sa panganib, sa dagat, sa lupa o sa himpapawid, tatahakin alang-alang sa mga kapatid. Karamdaman may hindi hadlang, ang lakas at panahon ang inyong pinupuhunan. Masiguro nyo lamang na di nagkukulang, bawat isa sa amin ay may matutuhan.
Laman ng aming panalangin habang may buhay kami at lakas.
Mamamalagi kami sa inyong tabi hanggang sa araw na kunin na ang mga maliligtas.
Maraming salamat sa pagmamahal. Nariyan kayong palagi sa aming unahan. Ang pagkamasunurin sa Diyos, katapatan, kabutihang loob, katapangan, ang pananampalataya na inyong taglay. Ito ang aming salamat sa pagmamahal. Nariyan kayong palagi sa aming unahan. Ang pagkamasunurin sa Diyos, katapatan, kabutihang loob, katapangan, ang pananampalataya na inyong taglay. Ito ang aming tutularan.